This evening, I'm going to talk about Kenyans. Anyone who is keen and is observant enough will see what is happening in this country today. The political temperatures are way high, and it's unfortunate that politicians will call for a rally on a working day, and that rally will be full of people. And so the question goes, what do these people do when they're not in rallies? Does it mean that some of these employers release people to go to attend to rallies? Or are all these people jobless and they have enough time to go and attend the rallies the whole day? That aside, look at what the politicians are telling us. Be very smart and be very keen on what they are telling us. And most of the things they're telling us are things that some of them have told us before. They have promised us heaven, they have delivered nothing. They have promised us everything that we know, but the deliverables are zero. So it's up to us to know what to do and how to do it. And my own opinion will be, I know there are those Kenyans who feel that we don't have the right candidates running for presidency. Of course, the ones that we have are the ones that we will be allowed to choose a president from. And therefore, the secret is in, if you want to make a difference as a Kenyan and a patriotic Kenyan, vote for the president of your choice, not a problem. But make sure that the other elective positions are given to the right people. All other elective positions should be given to the right people. It's unfortunate that most of the candidates are candidates who have come up on their own and said, oh, me, I want to be an MCA, I want to be an MP, I want to be a governor. These people are self-centered. They have come up and they have said they want to be. I have not seen a scenario whereby the citizens have taken a candidate and put him forward and said, this is who we want to lead us. This is the one that we want to be our member of county assembly. This is the person that we want to be our member of parliament. This is the woman that will be able to represent us as a woman representative. This is where our politics need to start going. Because majority of the people we are electing are selfish people who have taken these offices as shops. They have made the offices as companies where they go, invest and loot and make profits and trade and do all manner of things. So when someone wakes up today and says, I want to be a member of parliament of this particular constituency, whose interests is that person carrying? Is he really carrying the interests of the citizens, or he is carrying the interests of his own? Because at the end of the day, he is supposed to earn a salary, and he's also supposed to serve the people. Is he really going there to serve the people? And it is supposed to be, you go there to serve the people, and in the process, you earn a salary. Don't go there to earn a salary, then serve the people. We have been misled. We have been cheated. It is just blackmail. And the politics of this country have gone way, way away from what we need to be looking for. Of course, corruption is here to stay. We cannot deny. Because it is a seed that was planted way back in the pre-colonial days. Our great-grandfathers planted corruption. The disease, corruption, cannot be outwitted the way people want it to be outwitted. A politician saying that I will come in and we outwit corruption is a lie. It is a campaign tool that is meant to even lie to us even further. So the point is that we need to start looking at this thing differently. For example, let us look at corruption like AIDS. Do you think a politician will stand today and say that when I become president, I will do away with AIDS? You tell me if someone can do away with AIDS today. You cannot do away with AIDS, but you can prevent the spread of HIV and AIDS. The same way, we should start looking at corruption and say corruption is now a disease. It is a disease that we cannot do away with, but we can prevent it from spreading further. The generation that we are bringing up is what we need to look at. Make sure that we have enough preventive measures so that this seed of corruption does not trickle down to the new generation. And we try to create means of trying to control it so that if it is in a particular area, let it stay there and we try to kill it there. The antidote is not to do away with corruption. The antidote is to try and avoid the spread of corruption to places that it is not already there. There are nice people around, and there are those people who have a problem because they have been affected by this disease called corruption. They eat corruption, they sleep corruption, they think corruption, they feed their kids on corruption. Everything is corruption. We have never accepted the reality of life. In your own small way, make a difference. Make a difference. Of course, we know life has really pushed us to the wall. Sometimes stand your ground. Because if you have a driving license, you have an insurance, and your vehicle is in good condition, why should a police officer demand money from you? Unless he wants a cup of tea, let him say, gentleman, I hope you're okay. I've been here the whole day and it's too cold. Do you mind buying me a cup of tea? I will say yes. And even without him asking, and if he's a good guy, I've always bought for some of them without even asking for money from other reasons. So if we all comply with the requirements that we're supposed to comply with, then we will not give them reasons to ask money. Public offices, you have the right to be served in an office. You go into that office, you get a delay because someone is not taking their job serious. Tell them off. Tell them that you are getting a salary because you have to serve me. You are paying taxes because that person has to be paid a salary. So if he cannot do the job that he's being paid for, then he does not deserve to be in that office. This is how we are going to go and push corruption to the next level. We have seen people fearing for their lives for calling out on corruption. The point is they are not using the right avenue to address the corruption issue. Nobody wants to be told you are a thief. Never, even myself. In as much as I want change, I will not accept and I will not feel good for someone telling me you are a thief. So can we address this in an amicable way and in a mature way so that even those who are corrupt, we should not consider them as thieves. We should consider them as people who have been infected with a disease. Let us not give them stigma. Let us find a way of addressing the issue of corruption in a manner that it will not affect even those who have been affected. And this notion of saying that those people who have stolen money in dubious means should return the money is also not the right approach. Because if you tell me to return money that I have already gotten, what will happen is I will do anything to retain that money, including even killing someone. That is what is happening here in this country. You tell someone all the money that you have acquired for the life you've worked. Of course, that person may have been corrupt, but not all the money that he has was from his corruption proceeds. Some of the money he earned genuinely. So you cannot justify what he earned in corruption deals and genuine deals. Unless there is a way to justify that money, it is not the right thing to tell someone to return all the money. That person has worked all his life. And then you wake up and tell that person all the money that you have been able to get should be returned back to the government. This person is a desperate person, and you are pushing a desperate person to the wall. Can we find a way of addressing these issues? A sick person needs to be given medication, not to be strangled, not to be thrown into a bottomless pit. Seriously, we need to stop and think before we make the next step. I may be here today saying what I am saying today. Maybe 20, 30 years from today, I will not be there. But let us start looking at things the way they are today and start addressing them properly. Corruption is a disease, and let us accept it is a disease and address that disease the way we are dealing with HIV, AIDS, and even coronavirus. We don't beat people because they are sick. We don't punish them because they are sick. These people, they have a money disease. They want to accumulate all the wealth they need. Why do I need billions of money? All I need is food on my desk, pay my basic needs, my family basic needs, and of course have a retirement package. All these other things you accumulate, you end up living for your family to fight on. Kids kill themselves, some of them take drugs because they have all the money. It is not, it is vanity. Everybody needs to start looking at it this way, that just take what you need. The problem is we have never understood that we cannot sleep in two beds at the same time. We can never sleep in two beds at the same time. And these are the things that are growing this disease of corruption. Wanting to have it all. Wanting to have it all. Why do you need to have 5 cars? Why? At any given time you'll be driving 1 car. Why do you need 5 cars? Unless you're a business person. And a business person for that matter, maybe you have an Uber fleet, or maybe you are something like that. But not just parking in your backyard and saying I have 5 cars, and you have all types of cars. And in this same country, people are dying of hunger, and you have a soul. And even maybe you went through a very bad, when you were still young, you lived a very bad life, you did not have food. Now you have everything and you cannot take care of others. We need to stop this. We need to look at life differently. We need to value life. We need to value life. We cannot value wealth. We cannot value earthly possessions. We need to value life. So corruption is a disease. Let us find proper mechanisms of dealing and addressing this disease called corruption. Thank you, Kenyans. Good evening.